Hello. Sorry, it's been ages since I uploaded a, a vlog. Time just sort of runs away from you. Update wise, I think the last time I did a video according to my list is January. Um, and since January, TTC wise, I was backwards and forwards to see fertility people. In January, they agreed that Clomid wasn't working for me any longer and hadn't been for about 8 months. I think by the time they actually, might have been slightly later in January, sorry, but they gave me another 6 months. That's it. Sorry, another 6 months in January they gave me on it. And halfway through that, I asked to be monitored because I hadn't been monitored at all on Clomid, not a scan, not a blood test, absolutely nothing. So eventually they gave me a blood test which showed Clomid wasn't working. My the level that they test, I'm having a blank moment, sorry, or a blonde moment, was 14, which apparently is really crappy. So they doubled my dose from 50 milligrams to the 100 and tested me again, assessed the hormone level, and it had gone up from the 14 to, I think it was 35, which they said meant I was responding. But I only had a couple of months left on that dose and did everything right. No, no PFP or anything. Went back to fertility, and she said, "Oh, we can give you another 2 months." So that would have been 14 months in total prescribed. And obviously I had a break in that time for the 4 months I was pregnant with my little Bailey that we sadly lost last year. And she said, we can either give you another 2 months on the higher dose you've been on for the last two that haven't worked, or we can go straight to the injectables. And hubby was with me, and he said, well, what's the point of messing about and Clomid again? You felt crap on it, it hasn't worked, you've been on it forever. And there was the fact that I was on it when I conceived Bailey and the little one that we miscarried before Bailey. So there's always the worry that maybe it didn't work well for me and caused problems. I know there's no actual connection or whatever, but you worry. It clearly hadn't been working in all those months, so what was the point? So we went ahead to go on the injectable hormones, the menopause, I think it's called. Horrible word, makes you think of menopause. So I went on that on the lower dose, the 75 mils or whatever it is. That was horrible. I did that, where are we now? 2 months ago. I did the first, they only prescribed me 3 cycles. And then they're talking about IVF and going private and stuff like that, but I don't know whether ever take it that far. First cycle, I was having all these, I had to get hubby to the injections because I don't know anyone else, but I'm the biggest wuss about needles, and I just couldn't have done it. I probably would have ended up piercing a vein or something stupid, because you're only meant to do it through the skin, not into a vein. But I probably would have managed that. Give myself other problems. So hubby was doing those. And during those, how those work, in case anyone doesn't know, is I had to start on day 3, I think, of my cycle. So I had to phone them on day 1 and explain that my cycles are not all different lengths. They could be anything from 28 days to 43 days any given time. There's no prediction about it. So because that, she said start day 3. So every other day up until I think it was day 10, day 9 or day 10. And they then did an internal ultrasound to look at the follicles. And they said they won't expect them to be anything at that stage because it's really just to check that you're not over responding. Fat chance of that. So of course, that there was nothing. So I think I had to go back 2 or 3 days later, and there was still. I think I had 2 follicles. One was at 10, and the other was at 11. That was the best I had in the whole of that cycle. And they stopped the cycle at day 15. They said, you're obviously not responding. In between 2 scans, they doubled the dose, and that still made no difference. They expected them to go up 2 millimeters a day, and mine was going up like 1 in 4 days. So, they said, oh, we won't take it any further than day 15. they're not big enough. Even when you do ovulate, the egg, the follicle's so small, it's not going to develop into anything, which is why you're not getting pregnant. I thought, my God, someone's actually told me what they think the problem is, instead of just telling me it's one of those things and it'll happen eventually, and all this rubbish that I've been getting for years. So that actually made some sense. The only thing I was a bit annoyed about is they kept saying, oh, yes, you get 3 cycles, but the first one's always experimental because we don't know how well you're going to respond, how quickly, what dose is right. So I thought, well, that's really wasted 1 cycle. Really, they should give you 4, including the one experimental one, which seems a little unfair. But okay. So we then missed the next month because hubby, bless his heart, took me away back to Portugal for a week, and typically it's the week that I would have been having injections, and didn't want to risk that. If anyone else has been watching my other vlogs, they'll see Portugal is particularly meaningful because it's where I was last year with my husband and our 3 sons, and I was 4 months pregnant with Bailey. And it's also where I was when we had the shock that my mother had passed away back in England. So I had to leave hubby and the kids and come back and arrange the funeral. And then a week after that, when hubby had come back with the kids, we had a scan to check Bailey because he had a problem with his bladder, and he'd died, possibly the same week as my mum. So he was then born sleeping in September last year, 3 days after my mum's funeral. So I knew he was asleep inside me at the funeral. So Portugal had a lot of bad memories, and obviously hubby, being the man he is, wanted to make that better, and decided to take me back there, just me and him for a week. Dad moved in, stayed with the kids, and we did have a good week. Very emotional being back there. Went past the hotel I'd been in when I got the phone call to say Mum was dead. But we made some good memories as well. So back to the TTC there. We couldn't follow the plan they'd given us then, so we just missed out that month. So this month is the second cycle of injectables, and today is day 13, and I started the injections again on day 2/3. It's hard to tell because my cycles are a bit dopey and it takes a while to start and just a bit rubbish. And I had a scan Monday. Today is Thursday. Monday showed nothing really, nothing. They don't count a follicle unless it's above 10 millimeters. And they just kept telling me I had nothing, so just a few tiny ones is what they said. And they didn't even write down the measurements, so they're that unimportant. But the uterus lining was really thick. It was 12 millimeters, which is great. I was really pleased with that. Went in after the scan to see the fertility nurse, who said, again, they didn't expect to see anything major on it would have been day 10. But because I hadn't responded very well last time and they were still not really creeping up, to double the dose for the next few days, which I've done. So double the dose of injections, which is just yuck. And went back this morning for another internal ultrasound. And the woman doing the scan thought I was a lunatic because I freaked out on Monday because, long story short, the woman doing the scan on Monday turned out to be the same lady who did my 12-week scan with Bailey when they found the bladder problem. So that set off a lot of horrible memories. Today it was a different scan lady, so that was a little bit better. And I got very excited when she said there was one follicle at 15 millimeters. And she kept saying it's just one. I was kind of, I only need one. I don't want 100. 15 millimeters is the best ever for me. Went in to see the fertility nurse afterwards, like you do, and she was really, really pleased, with this one bigger follicle. And what she's advised me to do is me and hubby should try tonight, just to get rid of any old swimmers, and then nothing tomorrow night. Then on Saturday, take the trigger shot, the injection, which I've never got to do, so I'm a bit scared of that one. Again, that would be hubby's job. At some point on Saturday, to try do the deed, as it were, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday. And I asked her after the trigger shot, how long after that does the body normally, hopefully, release the egg? And she said 36 hours. And that if I took the shot on Saturday morning, I should ovulate by Sunday night. So obviously doing the deed Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I should catch it, anything that's there. So fingers crossed on that one, and then basically just wait the 14 days for either your next cycle to start or not start, hopefully. So that's where we are on that one. Side effects wise from the injections, the headaches are a lot worse than the ones I had on Clomid, like blinding headaches, like someone suddenly going on your head. Mood swings, I'm quite aware of mood swings. Um, Twinges, like I suppose where your ovaries would be, they're quite painful, quite swollen, quite sort of bloated as well. It's hard. It's very hard to know what's the side effect and what's sort of normal for me, because I'm still a bit all over the place with everything. I'm looking after my dad, and there's a lot going on still. And the other side effects I've really had been noticeable. I say it's mainly the headaches. The headaches are pretty bad. Dizzy spells. I mean, I have aches and pains because I've got something else going on, but I think that's all the side effects really. But all of this would be worth it if this works. Because I only have one more cycle left of the injections after this, and then I think we're on our own really. Again, I'm sorry it's been so long for anyone that does follow me here on YouTube, but it's still been a lot going on. Oh, the only other update with me is I still not working because again I'm spending most of my time with my dad, and all this trying for a baby thing. But I'm training to be a florist, which is something I've thought about doing for a long time on and off, and thought, well, why have I got that in my head? So I've been doing an evening course and level 1 retail floristry. It's a 10-week course, and I'm about 7 weeks in. Absolutely loving it. It's once a week in the evenings, and I'm hoping to go on to the level 2 next year, which will be 2 days a week during the day, so that'll probably be a good thing for me. And that's it really. On that one. Obviously this year we've had Bailey's first birthday, which was a very difficult day to get through. My husband was fantastic, really. Luckily it was on a Saturday. No, it wasn't. Tell a lie, it was a Sunday. We spent the day. We went to Southend, seaside in Essex, somewhere we'd never been. So now that's somewhere that's just associated with Bailey. We were going to try and release some helium balloons, but the wind was just manic, and you just couldn't. They were just blown straight into the street. But we did sort of like candles for him, took him some little toys to his memorial, sang him happy birthday. People sent cards. It was quite lovely. We've had Mum's anniversary, which was another hard day. We're approaching her birthday, second birthday without her. So it's all still hard, very hard. I, I think that's all the news I have on that. I've just noticed I've gone on for over 13 minutes again, so I'm sorry for the length of that. I hope everybody else in the whole trying to conceive world is doing well. Wishing everybody luck, lots of baby dust, baby glue, whatever you need. Thanks for listening and watching. Take care. Bye for now.